Now we are into group 2. Mukund. Mukund is the leader of this group. And as I said, the others are going to help him. Every final question with respect to controversy only comes out of Mukund. You got big responsibility, right? We are into group 1. Charvi, can you please stand up? For this group 1, we have got Charvi as the leader. Leader means only if there is a dispute. Otherwise, we don't need a leader because everyone is a leader. But if there is a controversy, I'm only going to go to Charvi for the final verdict, right? So you better make sure there's no controversy in your group. Lavanya, are we even?
Number 1 is 13, 15, 16.
14. So, if we take out 2 from here and 1 from there, take a look at this. Plus 1 here. Something to have to be a plus. Yeah. So, this is okay. So, we better give that press save. Yeah. So, we just from third group, we take whoever. Now, Charvi, you go into group 3 and pick whoever you want because two people are running low on numbers. So immediately go there and get whoever you want and bring them back to the group. No. Okay.
You need strong people.
Okay. Una, I'm happy for you to display the topics. All done, Charvi? Who did you get?
Chibi.
The photographer. Wow, you got the right one. Let me introduce you. Yeah, it's about. All right, the topics are going up. And you all know your group numbers. So in the order of how the topics are, you are going to get that, right? So what does this topic mean? Before I go into the topics and the rules, here is Navya Gullapalli, who is going to run today's debate. And she's going to arbitrate, she's going to coordinate, and I'm just going to hand over this mic so that she can explain. For many people, we have children here, she's just going to explain in a couple of minutes what are these topics, what are the rules of this game, how are we going to do this spiritual debate. At the end of the day, masters, spirituality aside, we have to win, right? That's the rule.
Right, yeah, I'm Navya. So I think a lot of people were here last year who did the retreat and participated in the debate, but we've got a lot of new faces, so I'll just go over the structure again for any new people or if you might have forgotten. As Amma said, this is a debate, so get into it, get excited. Based on your topics, you essentially need to argue that your topic is the most important factor for spiritual development, okay? So even, you might do a bit of both in real life, but in today's debate, you need to argue that your topic is the most important thing for spiritual development for a person. All right, whether or not you believe it, that's what your argument is for today, okay? The structure of the debate will be each of you will have all the groups will have time to prepare and think about points before we start speeches and presentations. But essentially there'll be, depending on time, we're aiming for 4 rounds. So everyone will have 4 chances to come and speak about your topic. We'll give you 15 minutes at the start to just sort of get your structure under control. And then you have to essentially nominate 1 to 2 people, but it's fine if just one person comes up and starts talking about their topic. So the structure to think about it is I would recommend for the first speakers to set up the debate, right? So you're going to be marked on how well you speak. You're going to be marked on how well you structure your topics, and you're going to be marked on how good your content is, right? So make sure you think about all 3 things. So just to give you a bit of structure and advice, your first person, you want to spend time kind of setting up what your topic is and what your points are going to talk about and get into the meat of the topic. And then your next speakers can start to add on more content as you keep going. So we're estimating about 5 minutes, give or take, per person. You can take less time if you want.
Just keep in mind, I know the leaders are teenagers, which is good, they will make a call. But because there are a lot of adults here, my sincere request is make sure the teenagers do get one of the rounds to come here and speak. At least one teenager from your group. It should not be every time adults are getting up because they are more in number. My main mission of this retreat is family, and family means children, and we have to groom them in the right way by having appropriate participation. Thank you.
That'll be part of giving marks as well. The better you can include your team and get everyone involved, you'll be getting extra marks for that. So, yeah, definitely get everyone of all ages, all languages to be up here giving it a go. Yeah, so what we'd also recommend is, yes, first people get your structure going. The next speakers can start to add more information onto that. But what makes this really fun and often gets quite heated is it's not just about presenting why your topic is the best. You need to also prove why the other guys are wrong. So when someone comes up to speak, it may be the topic before, the group before you have presented some arguments, that is also your opportunity to rebut them. That means you need to provide arguments why what they said might be incorrect, or why what your point proves them wrong. So it's about rebutting what other people say, which means you need to pay attention to what people are saying so you can counteract any of the points, plus present new ideas. You get extra marks for doing both. You can't just do your own stuff, but try and interact and compete against the other teams. I'll just very briefly, I'm not going to give you too much information about what the 4 topics are, because that'll be left to your group and how you interpret your topic. But just very briefly, group 1 has the topic of meditation. So, I mean, I don't have to go into that very much, but obviously what meditation involves, lots of different practices. You can interpret how that evolves or applies to spiritual practice. Sajjana or Sajjana Sangatsam is going to be obviously the discussion of being with like-minded people, interacting with people of like-minded, the spiritual development you get in that sort of atmosphere, and why that's important, or why I think that's the most important thing. For the third topic, Swadhyaya, it's a focus of self-inquiry, self-reading, and book reading. So how you gain knowledge essentially through reading books, reading scriptures. You can sort of interpret it that as you like, but that's essentially the focus of Swadhyaya. You're looking at self-inquiry, self-study, knowledge gaining, look through books and things like that. Okay. And then group's 4 topic is going to be sadhana. So, I mean, by definition, sadhana can sort of include things like meditation and other stuff, but for the purpose of the debate, we're going to try and keep them separate. So, try not to include, doing meditation practice as part of your explanation for what sadhana is. We'll try and keep that separate. And probably a better way to frame it might be, it's more the practical application in day-to-day life and applying perhaps knowledge you've gained in a more practical sense in day-to-day living. That's sort of the way we're going to distinguish, meditation and other topics from sadhana, because obviously they have a bit of overlap naturally. Okay. If there's any questions, we'll come around as you guys are talking, but we'll give you about 15 minutes or so now just to get in your teams, have an idea about who's going to be your first speakers, and you can start planning for second speakers and third speakers. And I'd recommend you start kind of getting some points and structures going.
And if you need paper,
we'll do some paper and
I would bring around.
The other thing I'll say is when you're thinking about points and what to talk about. Yes. The other thing I'll say, sorry, just 2 seconds, guys. Yeah. The other thing I'll say is when you're thinking about how to make arguments and make points. Sorry, guys, just 2 seconds. When you're thinking about how to make arguments and points, it's important that you give me examples as well. So you can think about giving conceptual ideas, but if you can give me examples, and these could be personal examples, these could be examples from Purana, it can be from scriptures, it can be from religious things, anything like that. These are things that will help add weight. So try and think broadly. You don't have to apply it in a very narrow perspective. Think broadly, and the more examples and versatility you can give me, the better you're going to mark. So just to remind everyone, structure, you'll have about 15 minutes now to just plan about what your topics are going to be and what your speakers are going to be. Group 1 will start first, and they'll get 5 minutes to present, and then we'll work our way around to group 2, group 3, and group 4. Once everyone's had a chance, we'll give you a few more minutes and then round 2 will start. So then group 1 will start again, group 2 will start again, group 3 and group 4. And we'll do that. If we can get 4 rounds, we'll do 4 rounds. The last round will be mostly a conclusion and concluding arguments, but we'll do 4 if we've got time, okay? But remember to think of new arguments and rebut what other groups are saying as well, okay?
Yeah, it's great. So your time starts now. I am the timekeeper. I am the timekeeper, and you're getting exactly 15 minutes to brainstorm, to write down what you want to write down, and pick your first speaker. Leaders, listen to me. Charvi, listen for instructions, leaders. In 15 minutes time, I'll be asking the leaders to send their first speaker here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. That's the order we go. No, you're number 4. So you pick the number 4 topic. Number 3 group will pick the number 3 topic. Very good question. Good question. Charvi, do you know what topic yours is? What's your topic? Good. Mukund, what's your topic? Number 2. What's your topic? Very good. Abhi, what's your topic? Very good. So you guys know your topic. Well done.
Masters, ఇప్పుడు అందరూ డిస్కషన్ కి ప్రిపేర్. They are getting prepared for the discussion. This is group 1. This is group 2.
Works with not tired because they are like-minded. So that's the reason.
No, what we start is, for example, what we start. We are all came from we are on a
This is group 3.
Yeah.
First thing, what the introduction
And this is group 4.
overall, without having knowledge, what is the other one? So first thing is you have to study something and then go and do satyam sagatya or meditation or anything. Then only you will be having end-to-end knowledge.
Examples, you know, where she keeps satyam sagatya.
What about
Like
me?
the women empowerment,
Yeah,
that was initiated with a lot of satyam sagatya. Maybe that also we can put it in an example. So like what she said for Pandavas. So for untold story of Sita, we take a point and we just and benefits you see but just one line so that like we should all
Yeah, I think whoever is ready, they can help us to reach that oneness. We sit quiet and like it can be done anywhere. Yes, it can be done anywhere.
executed. Okay, you no got matter ideas, jobs or class. You got it. Yeah, but I'm not gonna remember my ideas. I'm gonna you can write them up. Like when I go down, you know the module. Are you gonna write or not? Write it down. Do you have any thoughts?
Like, yeah. I'm not saying
Okay. What about this point? Swadhyaya is something like reading about yourself. It is journey towards center of your soul.
Yeah, I understand it's called motivation. That's what for example, you can say a different no empathy. You know, if you only like stepping on steps, if you're bored and you like, oh, it's yes, you
Realize that
Get things better. Those are all benefits.
with clarity of it.
You can get you a
9 minutes to go, masters.
What is this writing? I don't know what to do. Mine.
So the keyword is
why do you find friends? Why do they want communicate by the what you call it? You can give that example with that.
I was a myself. But I thought like my friends was they were not the same way I was thinking, right? And then after I get into such kind of friendships where I got to connect with those kind of people like myself. They were
Another song from Death. It just came in from
If you're doing one thing, it's like a
It's a time we start the day with. For example, if you're doing this, you always start with it will be a meditation. And then we realize this debate, we do it with totality. It is not rather than from debate.
So this is Purna sir who is running the whole show selflessly. He also wants to participate in the debate, but if he participates, who is going to take the video? Thank you, Purna sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
6 minutes to go.
As it is, and using everything, no matter eating of this food, is a way to understand it better, make the story. And when you are రామాయణ మహాభారత
Example from
Have you just come in? You can go into number 4. So, sorry, that's number 4. And we have one shot here. Yes. So, guys, you've got one extra member. Great, isn't it? Great. Please come with it. Let's just start the debate and this is your team.
Three more minutes to go, masters.
Finally, we all can go and tell each other can tell us final round. So final round. If you want, we both can go. We can all come on point.
Oh, yeah, yes. Team number 1.
Start at second point. It's a good point. So we don't want to say it at first. You know what it is? We just give the introduction and you go to the second one.
Right.
Two more minutes, masters.
ఒకసారి కన్క్లూజన్ అని చెప్తే
Mostly it happens with the Sajjana.
cover this and then finish the
ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినట్టు అయితే ఉండాలి అంటే ఇక్కడే నిలబడతారు కొంచెం వెనక్కి చేయనా అంటే మైక్ కొంచెం అట్లా అలా
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're going to get started with round one. We'll get group one to come up first, and then we'll work our way around to all four groups. Do we have a speaker ready for group one? Charlie? Yeah, cool. Quick. All right, when you're ready. But that's the first one. All right, let's get started. Introduce yourself.
I'm from T1 and I'm going to talk about the policies.
My name's Dash and I'm from Team 1 and our topic is meditation. What is meditation? It is a practice to bring harmony between inner and outer peace, connecting to the inner wisdom. It's to understand yourself and others, and meditation is used for stress management and self-awareness. It is also for power and control, self-regulation, and getaway to peace and consciousness. When you are in present moment, everything becomes meditation, even this debate.
Wow.
Now I'll talk about the benefits. So for meditation, you can meditate anywhere. You can meditate in the train or on the way to work, or honestly anywhere before you sleep, even in bed. There's no time bound. You can meditate for as long as you like. You get clarity in yourself. There's emotional stability. It increases your focus, and there's always different ways to meditate. Like we do anapanasati. Meditation is based to entire life. Like meditation is the base to trees and the king of the forest, like a lion.
Good idea.
okay.
Well done.
Well done, group one. That's the top. It's really hard starting the whole way. So you did a really good job. Well done. And nice to see the younger guys getting involved too. All right, can we get the speakers from group two up? And group two is Satsang.
Negative.
make sure you're in the frame.
English. Okay, don't worry about teenagers, they will come. Well, just please. Okay, come to the topic, guys. Oh.
Are you really a teenager?
You want to know? Okay, guys. First of all, thanks for this all. Thanks, Navya. For all these, activity what going on now. Because everyone, doesn't know what's going on. Like, Don't worry, guys. They already get scared because we are the last time winners. It's okay. We'll do that again. Okay, we'll come to the topic. Our topic is like-minded people. So we can say why you guys are here for meditation.
Yes.
Yes, right. So we are here for meditation or spirituality, which means we are like-minded people. If you are not like-minded people, you guys won't be here. You won't come here, right? So that's why we are here because we are like-minded people. And second thing, why like-minded people being together? Why it's important? For example, you take any sport. For example, cricket. You have 11 players in cricket who's on the field. You have different mindsets. They won't win the game, right? They're all on the same page. Then all they win the matches. Maybe as a group, you want to grow up. Something, motivation, everything is come from like-minded people, right? So that's why like-minded people is important. And don't worry about that. We'll say we have a lot. Okay, and how
we said, I will attribute our gathering to a group called Illuminati, which has 1500s or 1800s, where enlightened people, they work towards enlightenment, opposing the superstitions, religious things which are negativity for humanity. And that group has contributed to a lot of positivity in the world, actually, like science, many societal changes. So not just spiritual, but you can take this to any subject, any field that you want to apply to. Sports, science, history, maybe for chess, they have all made their own organizations or groups where they can flourish their skill as an individual, but also contribute to the community, which in turn helps the world. So, like-mindedness is the key of success on this planet, at least at this stage.
Wow. I really like the Illuminati one. How nice to be compared with such a high elite group. We are about to move into group 3 now. Yes, who's our group 3? Please come. I love the combination here. Well done, guys.
Definitely. The combination is great.
Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is a self-discovery journey done by getting knowledge from books as well as through workshops. And also you have to implement it in your life. So it's done, this was done by getting old transcriptions like Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Bhagavad Gita, and Bible as well. So it's
All religious books.
Yeah, all religious books, as well as it's asserted through generations. So it's a way it facilitates communication throughout generations. This is how generations communicate through each other. So it's was it? Oh,
It
was
the mouse.
Oh, thanks. So it also guides many people, as well as it transcribes original knowledge and also gives experience through previous adults. So it's like, how would we do anything without knowing the knowledge to do it? It gives you a better understanding of what you're doing as well if you read original content as so.
Yeah. We don't have to rediscover anything. If I have to do meditation, I can see how to read meditation. If I want to do mingle with the Sajjana Satsanga, I can read who are the Sajjana people, what are the like-minded people, how they feel. I can read all those things. I can all the benefits. If I want to sadhana, already know how to do sadhana by other people, exhaustions I can read. All these things we can gain just by reading the books. Just reading the books. Reading the books.
Oh my God, this is getting tougher and tougher. I'm telling you guys. I thought these children started very well, but that Illuminati and now these two have really taken. Number 4, I don't know where this group is going to take this discussion to. Who's coming here?
Okay. I'm not comfortable to talk in Telugu. I try my best to talk in English, but I may jump into Telugu also. So, అందరు బాగా చెప్పారు మెడిటేషన్ గురించి, రీడింగ్ గురించి.
Yes, sorry, negative point. We don't understand Telugu at all.
Let's be competitive. People need a translator next to her because it is an issue. Not everyone can understand, and you can't participate in a debate if language is a barrier. You definitely can't.
I try. But sometimes I may have to.
Yeah, keep a translator. Anyone wants to be her translator, please. Please, next.
Thank you.
Everyone spoke about their points very clearly about meditation, book readings, everything. When it comes to sadhana, everyone needs sadhana in their life. And first of all, I'll come to your point, what sadhana means. Sadhana is actually came from Sanskrit word to achieve or to accomplish something. Wow. So the main goal of sadhana is self-realization, inner transformation, or union with the self. It helps individuals to purify their mind, body, and soul. Sadhana is not a one-time event, but requires a continuous effort and dedications. As everyone says, consistency is the key. Even though we have everything, but we are not able to use it and then put it into the practice, we can't achieve anything. Because our ultimate goal is to have happiness. To be able to, for some people, like they want to have salvation, or they want to be happy, or they want to have a peaceful mind. The goal might be different, but the steps are the same to have practice. Whatever you might be having, but you need to have practice. Sadhana is personal and can vary for each individual depending on their spiritual path, goals, and traditions. Like some people go with rituals, some people like to do mantras, and some people do yoga, and some people like to do service to others. But everything needs a practice. Without that, you can't achieve anything. Even if you want to achieve something in a job or in your study, you need practice to achieve it. You might have all the tools, you have teachers, you have books, you have everything. But without practice, how you can achieve it? But practice needs discipline. Discipline is very important, which is really, really lacking in today's generation and in today's life. We know everything, meditation, we know book reading, we know we need to do all these things. We know Sajjana Sambatya. Yes, we need to listen to these things, but where we are implementing it. If we are able to implement it in our daily life, most probably wouldn't be here. Definitely, a lot of them won't be here. If we are able to implement it in our everyday life, if you are able to listen to the wisdom sharing, if you are able to do the meditation, if you are able to do the book reading every day, you wouldn't be here. You want to experience something. You want to make a practice into your life. You want to keep it as a practice in your life. You want to learn how to do it. That's why you are here. So the practice is the main thing. So now my partner is going to explain.
So there are some examples of what practice is used in daily day-to-day life. It is used in almost everything we do, no matter if it's eating or cleaning. It's a way to understand or to get better at the stuff you do daily. It also makes your life easier, and you'll find a lot of more methods and faster approaches to what you're doing. So there are many quotes in the world too, but one of the main ones that stands out is practice makes everyone perfect. Now, Saroja Man spreads her wisdom everywhere. But if you use it one time, it won't make a difference. But if you use it daily, it will make a big difference. Now, you see all these meditation, like-minded people book reading. You will read a book every day, not just once. So that's also practice. If you do meditation, we did it one time. Why are we doing it more and more? To do practice. So this is what sadhana is.
Oh my God. These guys use their time so efficiently. We are literally 4 minutes, 23 seconds, or 23 seconds. So others, I'm just giving you a sample of how the first round went. The points were very good. One kept on building on the other. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 23 seconds. So well utilization of time. Very good. The points were all good. Navya.
All right, we're going to go straight into round two. So hopefully you're starting to get your points ready for second speakers. You ready to? What do you know?
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's fine. That's fine because they were listening to us.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. We'll do 5 minutes, and then we'll come back for round two. Okay? Oh, you got a question? Yeah.
We think this time we need to start working because we are number one. I think we are at sometimes.
Now, so you can provide anything different now.
So we will be talking on each other now. Yes. Yes. But then we still have the speakers here, which will shuffle, not start.
Yes. But now it's fine. That's
చాలా టాపిక్స్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఒకసారి ఎందుకంటే అన్ని సింపుల్ టాపిక్స్ కదా.
So just a reminder, you use this round to add more points and also to rebut anything else that has been spoken that you haven't had a chance to comment on. 5 minutes again. Okay.
One point key important very precise. You always.
You need to use 5 minutes to talk, so you need to speak for
5 minutes. Fine.
Make sure.
Okay. So we will take you make it
Ashtavakra Gita, yes. Even దీంట్లో ఈ మెడిటేషన్ టెక్నిక్ సో ఇవన్నీ అష్టవక్ర గీత నుంచి రాముడు వారు కూడా ఈ అష్టవక్ర గీత నుంచి నేర్చుకున్నారు. రాముడు వారు అంటే నాలుగు పద్ధతులు నేర్చుకున్నారంటే
వశిష్ఠామృతం వశిష్ఠుడికి రాముడికి మధ్య జరిగిన సంభాషణ అష్టావక్ర గీత
అదే రాముడు వారు నేర్చుకున్నారు. అష్టవక్ర గీత కాదా?
రాముల వారి కాన్వర్జేషన్ అది కాదు అష్టావక్ర గీత చెప్పారు. జనకుల వారి కాదు, అది జనకుల వారి ఫాదర్ కాదు అనేది నాకు వశిష్ఠామృతమే రెండు రాముల వారికి వశిష్ఠులకి మధ్య జరిగిన
As you start to prepare points, remember, round 2 is all about you and how you can prove others wrong. So take note of what they have said and come up with arguments why you think that's not right. Even that adds points, right?
My God, you're so
Everyone, that's 5 minutes done. Can we get the first speakers ready for group 1 to come up? Can we go to speaker for group 1?
Group 1.
Group 1. Time up. All right, everyone, that's time up. Welcome to group 1 to the speaker. All right, everyone, we got our next speaker. Can we all Hands down. Okay. Attention, group two. Group two. All right. All right, everyone ready for round two? We've got our group one and second speakers up. Hello everyone. My name is Srilata. I think all the groups have done a very good job and with the best points. So it made us little tough for us to counter it. Yeah, but we'll start with saying that as the 4 points as mentioned here, the meditation, Sajjan Satsanga, Swadhyaya and Sadhana. So together combined, they make a person complete as a spiritual person. But from all the 4 that's mentioned, meditation is the foundation and the key step which will trigger the rest 3. Like if for the Sajjana Satsanga, like if you want to do a group activity together, you need a like-minded people. And to get those like-minded people, it's a meditation that attracts a similar energy. So unless you don't do a meditation, so you don't start with the basic step. So how will you attract a similar-minded people? So it's the meditation is the key foundation for that. And when we come to the 3rd point, Swadhyaya, book reading. Yes, it's very true that knowledge is gained from the books and we can put it into practice from experience of other authors. But sometimes, not sometimes, many a times, with meditation, you can understand a line better than without meditating. Sometimes you don't understand what you're reading. So when you sit in meditation and do meditation for some time and then you start reading a book, you gain more knowledge, in-depth knowledge of what is written in there. So I again stress that it's a meditation that can help you gain more knowledge when you start reading. And the 4th step, that's a sadhana, practice. So in order to do practice, you need a lot of discipline. So where does this discipline come from? So unless you do meditation, it doesn't trigger you all the required qualities to do the sadhana. So I again at the end would like to stress that it's the meditation that would trigger the rest other activities and make you a complete holistic spiritual person.
Hello all, my name is Shivani and again well done to all the participants and having a good debate. Like she said, meditation is the foundation. So if the foundation is bad, the building won't stand. So if you, for example, for Sajjan Sangatya, yes, like she said, we need to do meditation. When I came into meditation, I started to attract you guys. And now I'm standing here, discussing about spirituality. The company matters. We always say our kids need to be in the good company. So if you're Sajjan Sangatya, if you are doing Sajjan Sangatya with the wrong intentions, wrong morality, wrong values, so what's the point of doing Sajjan Sangatya? So meditation brings into the wisdom of spirituality and do the good Sajjan Sangatya. Now, Swadhyaya. So yes, ma'am, today morning gave example. There was a mathematician, and he wrote he said that the goddess came and write the formulas on the tongue, right? So where that formulas come from? Where does goddess came from? Meditation. The books are written based on meditation. The wisdom has come from meditation. So our rishis and munis. And where the education system started somewhere. Where did it started? From meditation. It has come, the wisdom has come when they connected to the cosmics. When the doors were open and they came and they started writing books and formulas, and there's the meditation. So meditation is again the foundation. Sadhana. Sadhana again focus, conscious witnesses. Sadhana is a part of meditation. Yes, we get wisdom. We do mantras. We chant. That is all sadhana. Chanting in meditation, to my understanding, we get the energies inside. But when we are doing sadhana, and sadhana includes chanting, that is, we are giving some energy out. So meditation is purely going inside, connecting to the cosmos. Meditation is the broader term and sadhana is the part of it. So I would say again, meditation is a foundation to everything, and that's it. So east, west, north, whatever it is, meditation is the best. Thank you.
This has to be a big OMG. Honestly, 4 minutes, 37 seconds, utilized so well, not one single point being repeated, and absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. Well done, guys. Team one, not me. Team two. The competition is getting tougher and tougher and tougher.
If you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. That's one of my favorite quotes by a famous person. My parents always told me that you need to be with like-minded people, whether you want to get smarter or you want to be good at sports. So that's why I researched more. Books, I realized, help you to a limit. There's a wall when you can't get farther. Also, practice also gets you only to a certain limit. But being together gets you way further than any of you can imagine. So let's say that you want to be good at studying, okay? So you start studying alone, but then you realize that you can't advance until you meet like-minded people. Those people help you to go in the right path, even though you are going in the wrong path. They convert you from a bad path to a good path. So you have a better life further on. So yeah, like I have an example. I'm pretty sure all of you people know it. So Krishna and the Pandavas, Krishna led the Pandavas in a good path to lead a moral life. So that's why my parents told me to be like-minded, and I now realize the importance of this. Now my peer and my company man will tell me.
Scriptures just by reading. We don't get anything. I read many books, but I didn't get any proper knowledge. Only with like-minded people. Sadhana needs to happen constantly. Yesterday, many people mentioned they have been in meditation for a long time, but they didn't see it in progress.
That's it for me.
Thank you, Rebecca. Oh my God, I'm telling you guys. I just don't know where this is going. This is getting better and better and better. Just when I was like in awe with what these guys said. Oh my God, really OMG, guys. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It was a pleasure listening to you both youngsters. Keep it going. This is what I want to see in BYM. Children coming forward. Children telling me what's the meaning of spirituality. What is the meaning of concept. My heart is so full today listening from these young adults. Group 3, please. Wow, what a day. What a blessed day it is.
In the frame, in the frame. So just this side. Sandeep, yes.
Alright, firstly I want to invite the meditation group who said Rishi's found out about like knowledge through meditation, but then like you need books and stuff to pass down through the generations, and then that's how everyone might find out. Also like to rebut the like-minded people, can't really like you can connect with like-minded people through books and everything, and just also connect with people through books and stuff.
Yes. And as Abhi rightly mentioned, we need books to pass on the knowledge. And you know, what is the earliest book that anyone can remember? Vedas, right? We got 4 Vedas, and rishis did penance and meditation, and they have seen all the knowledge. But to pass it on to the next generation, we need it in written form. That's where Vedas come in, Upanishads come in. And Madam spoke about autobiography of a yogi, right, by Paramahansa Yogananda. See, an autobiography is the entire life essence of a person. So his life experiences, we need not, you know, do the same mistakes that the person has done. So by reading a book, we are technically reading a person, their life, their experience. And yeah, there'll be more points. Like points I could tell. So history, culture, you know, the great books, you take any field, medicine, science. So medicine, Sushruta had his book, Astronomy by Aryabhatta. He had his Aryabhatiya book. And, you know, for dance, there is a book. So because internet, and this has come in the recent past, like 30, 40 years. But if you see throughout the generations, how did knowledge get passed on? Books, right? Because we say meditation, and we are talking about anapanasati. But initially it was all oral tradition. But oral traditions can be lost, and they can be manipulated. That's how we have all these religious texts, because the people forget. That's why it has been put in a written form. So without this, I don't see how the knowledge would have been passed on until now. Madam spoke about ChatGPT, but what is ChatGPT? It's a knowledge base, it's a database, and it has been fed with whatever has been there until now. So, and Madam has spoken about Lobsang Rampa, right? And it's about his experiences. And we can say that book reading is the cornerstone for all these 3. And Sajjana Sangatya, like-minded people are good, but you know, people heckle and then they have their own internal politics, and then I'm pretty sure group number 2 will have power struggle in the next round. And we need right practice, right? And we get right practice by reading the right books. I'll say the last point. And see, I've been using a paper. Everyone has been using a paper, and this is one written form of knowledge transfer. Yes.
I feel and see a bit of rivalry going between 2 and 3. But I hope it's a healthy rivalry, right? Because it's a spiritual retreat. Well done, guys. The fire is on. Okay, let's not fan it further. Group 4. Oh, wonderful. Please keep monitoring what's happening in other groups.
Namaste to everyone. My name is Kanchan. And hey, it's a serious discussion. Yeah, we are going a little bit down. Right at this moment. Okay, we've been talking about a lot of things. We will continue the journey. But before this, I will take you to the journey of practice. How the practice is being done in our past until now we are using it. And what's the importance of it? So let's start with going back a little in the mythology. There is like one of the very famous quotes sometimes we all have heard about Arjuna. Arjuna, when the Drona said, hey Arjuna, Utho, get up and aim the target, Saad it. What do you mean by Saad? Saad means just go and hit the target. And the Saad, it couldn't happen if he hadn't practiced it in his own time. So how the practice has been done might be 100,000, million, 100 times. He has practiced by aiming the targets which the Guru has given at one point. and he was able to hit it. That was from the backward days. Maybe a few people agree on it or no, but yes, it happened. Now we can see that in day-to-day life, we all have small kids, we all have the grown-up as well. Our kids have started the journey when they were walking on their knees. That was the total stage. And her mother, every mother said, hey, just get up and walk a little bit. And that was the practice from where we started, from our knees, going a little bit, getting up. It was the part of practice. And the mom hold the hand, take it along, then it's a practice. And then walking alone independently, it was the part of practice. And finally, the dad came into the role play and dad taught how to ride the bicycle. So it's all about practice, how we start taking our first step to become an independent and riding with the flight colors. So that's the favorite point with my own point, sadhana, and now I hand over to my
so many people come up with so many points, but knowingly or unknowingly, if you see, sadhana is at the bottom, which is the base. So for anything to achieve, for anyone to achieve any of those, you need practice. I'll give you a quote from Bruce Lee. He said, I fear not a person who has practiced 10,000 different kicks, but I fear a person who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So let's take another example. Ekalavya, when he practiced, he didn't have person. Okay? He was alone. He didn't meditate. He didn't go by books, but he practiced it. And when he practiced, Dronacharya said, give me your thumb and get rid of you. Right? He's skilled. But if you see, recently in the Olympics, Paralympics, Indian shooter Sheetal Devi, she didn't even have the limbs properly formed. She didn't have any of the fingers, hardly one or two fingers, no thumb, and her hand was half. But she won the bronze medal, not at the state level, country level. She won it at the international level, Paralympics, right? She didn't actually have the hand. She didn't even have a full hand. She won it. So she did it with the practice. So such and satsang, I see all those four are equally required, but one which is more required is the practice. So without practice, it's very difficult. So as I mentioned, such and satsang Ekalaga didn't have it. At the same time, he didn't meditate, he didn't go through the books because we didn't have scriptures, so many scriptures those days. He didn't have access because he was a tribal person. So we need practice. It is a practice which makes the person perfect. We have more points. If you take any of the great people, right, it is a practice that made them great. So not just because of this, because we have abundant material in this world, abundant books, right? Abundant like-minded people, abundant time to meditate. But for everything, you need to practice. You need to practice it to achieve anything. Because we got so much time, so much knowledge, so many people. But to achieve all those things, yes, it is a practice. So practice is the most important one. And that is the reason why, knowingly or unknowingly, it is kept at the bottom because it is the base of everything.
Very well done. Very good utilization of time. 4.5 minutes. Well done, guys. And great points. Great examples. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
All right. Can I get everyone's attention? Yeah. Can I get everyone's attention just for 2 minutes? This round is going to be a little bit different. All right. So this round's going to be a bit different. You're not going to come up to speak and rebut like you've been doing in the last 2 rounds. We're going to try something different. What we're going to do is give you a bit of time, and every group can think of 2 questions that they want to ask another group. So, for example, group 1 might have a think of a challenge or a direct question that they might want to ask group 3, and then they might think of another question for group 4. Those groups will have to, on the extempo, have to think of an answer and respond as to whatever the question is. So it's going to be pretty open. It's how you interpret it. It can be either you can comment on something specifically they've mentioned. It can be something that hasn't been brought up before, but any kind of question or challenge, and you can directly ask whichever group you want. So we'll let every group ask 2 questions. Yeah, to 2 groups.
So you open or you close? What can I ask?
We give you the mic. Yeah, okay, then they'll have it from here. I don't think we'll have time. I don't think we'll have time. That's fine.
Masters, we have 5 minutes for the preparation. Please let us start utilizing the time and start your preparations. Thank you.
First question is
we know what.
my
question is.
Sorry guys, we're gonna tweak it a little bit. We're gonna allow everyone to do a question for every group. So each group can do 3 questions for each group. Yeah, all right. 1 for each group. Thank you, Bharat sir. Thank you.
Masters, this is group 4. And getting ready for the discussion and asking the questions for the next round, which is going on right now. 2 rounds has been completed and we are going for the 3rd round. So this is group 1 preparing for 3rd round. Some hot discussions are going on. And this is group 2. Now, in this 3rd round, every group has to ask 3 questions, like 1 question for each group. If group 2 is asking for a question, they need to ask question for group 1, group 3, and group 4, like that. This is group 3 masters. మళ్ళీ మాస్టర్స్ ఇది ఇవాళ జరుగుతున్న స్పిరిచువల్ డిబేట్ లో జరుగుతున్న టాపిక్స్ ఇవి మాస్టర్స్ మళ్ళీ ఒక్కసారి చూపిస్తున్నాను.
When they ask the question, we will have to go to them because it's an on-spot answer. If they are all there, then someone can answer. So you might have to travel along with them.
I'm just speaking about the mic.
Okay, I understand.
Not thinking about going.
I see. Well, let me see how far it comes.
Mic mostly it will come halfway, but I am.
Okay, we'll ask them to come closer.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't understand what was that.
Ante. Yeah, good. Okay. That's done. Two and a half minutes. Two minutes to go, masters. One more minute to go. How are weight and how అనేది కమన్ అందరికి Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done.
Okay, all right. Navya, you always look one need to start with the question. We can change it. I know you're late, but Alright, everyone. Okay, everyone, back to everyone's attention, please. Alright, everyone, back to your attention, please. Alright, okay. So as I said, this round is going to be a bit different. I hope you guys have prepared the 3 questions you're going to ask each of the groups. We're going to go in reverse order, so we'll give group 1 a break and we'll start with group 4. Essentially, the structure is going to be that someone from your group will have to pick which group you want to start with and ask the question. We will bring the mic over to whichever group gets asked the question, and you will have to answer on the spot, whatever your best answer is. So you can either 1 or 2 people, whoever feels like they have an answer, can step up and speak into the mic, but you have to answer on the spot. Okay?
How much time we have? Immediately, the moment the question comes to group 3, I will bring the mic, but I have limitations with the cord. The mic will only come to there, and you people need to come, and it's your choice who wants to answer. Answer has to be.
Yeah, so if someone thinks that they've got a good idea and they think they can answer it, I just step up and take the mic. Just don't worry about it. It's not going to get too much. Okay?
All right, who wants to ask questions for group 4? Maximum 5 minutes to speak, but you don't have to use all 5 minutes. Maximum 5 minutes to answer, but you don't need to use all of the time. You can speak less if you want.
Okay, group 1. How long have you been meditating?
It's a very simple question.
How long do you have to?
How long you have been?
We have been meditating for lifetime from souls. You know, this is the lifetime that we know that we are meditating, but we might be meditating from, previous lifetimes. So no one can answer since when are you meditating?
I'm asking, she's asking about you as the person, how long you have been meditating for?
But why?
No, just a second. How long?
So for me personally, I'm meditating for 1.5 years. There are many people who are meditating more than 25 years.
25 years, right?
Yes.
For last 25 years, do you think that you attained, the...
Hello, this is not a debate. It's all the question. Can they keep asking?
One question. Yeah.
Otherwise,
you
it's not
question for the same one.
You want to try again? Okay, there has been some confusion before. And make your question complete, whatever you want.
So our question group 1 is, if you have been practicing for long, did you make it at very first place or you practiced it to make it, whatever you are now? That's a simple question.
Did you understand the question?
Okay, let me repeat it. Yes. People who have been practicing, right, from group 1, have you just tried to, what are the different types of methods in meditation? Have you made it with the very first go or have you practiced it to master it?
One more time.
Rajo Mama told that, like how we learn swimming, we keep on learning by keeping our all the things, floating pads and everything, and every day we go forward.
Practice.
Yeah, we practice meditation. We practice meditation, but it's the best practice.
Wherefore, something to practice, something to originate. So the things originating from meditation, like he said, who was it? He said books. So he said when the Vedas came, our rishis did meditation, and then the Vedas came, right? So something has to originate. So our rishis and munis have originated the things and the practices, and then we started doing it. So origination is still meditation.
No, even for meditation, you need to practice.
Thank you very much. You want to add something? Please come forward quickly.
So I would like to quote an example that just happened yesterday. So my partner knows about meditation. He knows about it. He has the knowledge and everything. But yesterday, when he sat for the first time, I think he felt the bliss. So there was no practice. There was no books. I mean, he knows everything. But the moment he starts, he got to know the bliss.
Question 2. You want to ask?
Can we start? Okay. This is for the group 2. Let's go in order. Yeah. So the Sajjan Satsang, right? Without practicing or practicing the friendship, you know that they're like-minded people, or you feel like you can find his like-minded people at first go. Don't say no love at first sight, okay?
You can't know the person at first go. You guys have to come forward. The mic won't last that long. You can come forward.
Can you repeat the question, please?
So Sajjan Satsang, right? Like-minded people. To know that it's a like-minded people, you find it at the first place, or you have practiced, spending time with that person to know that he's like-minded people. Okay, I know love is at first sight, but it's not guaranteed.
Okay, that's a good question. Thing is, how many people are here self-driven? Like generally, like meditation, right? And so many, everyone knows meditation. And like, how many people are motivated by yourself sitting at home doing meditation? No, just how many? Like there are few. Like Sarojam Ma'am doesn't matter. But see, how many people does? For example, in 100%, maybe 5%, they do like self-driven. That's why all these rishis everyone. What about 95% like us? When we meet like-minded people, then we got how we got motivated. The practice, everyone comes. Like I'm not saying book reading is not important. Or practice is not important. First, you make the practice. You get some motivation from where? Because we are not self-driven people. Or not everyone is self-driven people, right? So what about 90%? If they want to get started in practice or do meditation, whatever, they need some motivation where they get from. So that's why like-minded people are. I'm finished, bro. Listen, relax. So that's our answer is like if you are self-driven, yes, you are God. We just do the namaste for you. But thing is, like 95% of the people are not self-driven.
Yes, sir, we got that.
We need that people. So
Yes.
that's
That
why.
comes from meditation when they did.
No chance it's done from them now. Oh, but that was great.
No.
Anyone else wants to add from group 2? Because no thinking. If it is, come quickly like how group 1 came. But otherwise, the answer is good. Thank you. All right.
Last question. Last question.
Why do schools? Okay, got it. Group 3, I have a question for you guys. That I want to hold.
That's the last.
Okay, so they'll come to you. Yeah, go. Wait, much better. Why do schools ask children to read every day?
Because
To
it's
gain
all.
knowledge. Thank you, Amma.
Because sensible.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. And thanks for the prompt from the scripture written. Okay, just now you read right. And by the way, what is the question again?
The question is, book reading is important. I agree with that. But in school, teachers, in primary schools, the teacher asks kids to read the books at home every day. Okay, and it doesn't end with year 1 or year 2, right? Up to year 5 or year 6, there are different levels of books, and the teachers ask kids to read books at home every day. Why? It is because of the practice, or is it for any other reason?
Very good question. Complete question.
First thing, I would like to understand what is practice and how did you come to know about sadhana or practice?
No going back. Let's go back and forth. No. Is this a question?
I'll answer that question in 1 minute.
No,
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Their question is, why do teachers ask?
Yes, we heard that. We heard that.
The answer is because teachers know that book reading is very important.
All right. I don't want to do it every day. No, you can't ask it. All right, group 3. We have 3 questions. Who is coming up? Come quickly. Not 3 questions. Please come get the mic or come that far. 3 questions. Yes.
to group number 4.
I understand practice is important. My question to the group is, how do you do, where do you do, and what do you do, and how do you do the practice? How you can manage to do that? What is the base for you? And what is the reference for that?
Nandi, my complete question. Yep, please answer.
So,
And,
just to
and also
understand
let
the
her
question
hear because
clearly.
he's the one who's marked. If you can't hear, you get 0.
Okay, so to understand the question you are asking, how do you do the practice
No.
and where do you do the practice?
That is
Just
your
to
answer?
understand the question.
we are asking.
No, there's no going back.
Okay.
I told you already, no going back. You understand the way you are.
Okay. So how do you do practice? Whenever I get time, I allocate time. It's not something that I get time. There is nothing like you get time. You need to allocate. You need to prioritize your things to do practice in whatever you want to achieve. Maybe, as I said, you want to achieve a great rank. You need to practice. What do you need to practice? You need to study well. That you need to do every day. Something if you are doing every day, that means it's a practice. And where you do, it depends upon, like here, we are here. We do meditation practice here. We do book wisdom sharing practice here. And if we are at home, I personally do meditation practice at home. If I'm at office, I take tea break and then I do, during my tea break, I do the practice. I just close my eyes and I move the mouse to not go off the Teams offline and I do practice. Whenever I get time, whenever not get time, I just take the time from my busy life and I do it.
All
If
right.
I want something.
We have heard you, madam. We've heard you very loud and clear. Yes, sir. One more point. Yeah.
He wants to add further, right? Eklavya, he didn't have any ground to practice. Sorry, he didn't have any ground, right? No, just a second. Okay? Proper ground, okay? So the point is, how you do, he didn't have a trainer, right? So it is just the practice which made him the best, okay? Not actually. At one time, Dronacharya thought he was better than Arjuna, and because Arjuna went and questioned saying that you will make me the great. Now I have a competitor. How will you achieve? How will I achieve the best archer? Then it is the Dronacharya which said, okay, I take the thumb, right? So it is the practice which made him the perfect. So you don't need a perfect time. You don't need a perfect trainer. You don't need a perfect ground. With practice, he will achieve. Okay, not he. Okay, anyone like Nashita Devi, right? He didn't have limbs, but still she made it the best, like the third best in the
Got the
world.
point, sir. These examples, no, you can't ask back. All right, next one. It's okay. Whether they have answered or not, the judge is noting. They did not. She is the one who has to note. Now your next question.
Meditation.
To which group? Nana Purna This is to which group, sir? Hello, group number 1. Pay attention. All right, go ahead.
Okay, group 1, our question to you is, how are you getting to know about the tools and techniques that are available for doing the meditation or whatever workshops that are being conducted? There can be various sources, right? May know the source, okay, and how that particular source has evolved over a period of time from generations to this group.
Absolutely.
Okay, the source I want. Source means source.
Yes, sir. We got your point. Thank you. Source. Right. Have you heard the question? Right.
So what I understood, the main question is where the source is coming from. India has the oldest history about Munis and Vedas. So we have Rishi Munis, where all the Purushottam, Ram, Krishna, all of them has originated from India. So we have Munis. So the books are originating, they were the source. No one forced them. They did meditation. and the knowledge was given to them through the cosmos, and they have wrote the books. So that's the source. So meditation is the source.
All right. Meditation is the source. That's what they say. Oh, Gangadhar.
Even the meditation books like Akashic records, yes, Akashic records can be accessed through meditation. So you don't need any physical papers. Everything is here. Through meditation, we can go and access that.
Yes, sir, we got the point. That's got the point. Okay, thank you. So they say Akashic records. Now the question to group 3, sir. Group 3.
We're done with 2 questions.
How to identify that?
Okay, group 2, I hope you are doing well. Actually, we are trying to understand the criteria, what you set, based on what you will be choosing that Sajjana Sangatya. Okay, how do you define that guy? Okay, from where you are getting that reflection? Okay, yes, Sam, I will go into one bar and say they are Sajjanas. Come on, join. Is that the way? No, right? So you will choose. Okay, there is some certain standard criteria. Okay, defined by gurus or someone. Okay, so and guru, where he is referring to. Okay, once again, I want source. Okay, don't say that someone has meditated, okay, in the past. Okay, we will not meditate. Suppose if we are sitting here in Kariga and say, I will meditate on cosmos and write a book. Okay, come on.
They will come to us.
Your question is where is the source, right? For Sajjana, whether it's Sajjana. Okay. Okay. You are right. You know, they can be Dujjana, they can be Sajjana. But what we want, we go for it. We want the like-minded people. Like attracts like. So why are we here? We are here for what? Why are we here? I'm asking. Actually, yeah, we are here for Sajjana Sangatya. We know we like attracts like. So we know how to go. People know what they want it. So they know. If you don't want it, you can't attract anyone. So only if you know, you can attract what is inside you. So that's what you need.
Yeah, that's it. I will add something. Why is Saroja madam doing all this? Why she always brought us under same roof? Why? Like whatever. We can do it. And so because you want all the like-minded people and everyone want to know, no? Like that's the reason, right? Like, otherwise, she can do meditate at home. Why she always started BYM? Why? How she started? I'll give you a good.
No, that's how
she communicated. Source, I want source, man. These are all light.
They ask you to answer your question. How you judge whether a team is right fit for me or is it like-minded?
Listen.
My answer to that is,
Can you repeat because you can't hear there? That was a very good point. Closer.
to answer to his question, like how do you judge whether this team is right fit for you or like you are like-minded actually? So my point is like the experience that you get. Experience is what it determines whether it is right fit for me or not, but not reading books. My forefathers or grandparents, they have not read any books, but they have told me what is right, what is wrong, and how to judge, how to behave in the public or wherever you are. And that I attribute to only experience, but not reading books.
But still, we are reading books. Source is not clear.
We are talking about source over here, and would like to mention one thing that 1 year ago, then when I started to watch every YouTube channel, and then after I found Saroja ma'am and BSSM and every other
spiritual group, I did not read anything, right? Very first thing. Scriptures are very important, I know that. But on the other hand, when we are getting to meet some people like you all and master like Saroja ji, we are getting to know that what is spirituality and how we can walk on that particular path, because they have walked on that path by themselves, and then after they are teaching us how to do the same thing, right? So Sajjan Sanghatya is the same thing, that walking on the path, the person who has walked on the path, they are teaching to the other person. So I believe that books are very important, but on the other hand, that all that knowledge is coming from masters. They are putting through their knowledge into the books, and then after we are doing those books.
Your question time. Question time starts now. Bring up your questions.
YouTube is modern scripture.
There is
Okay,
no
YouTube
direct
is modern
correlation.
scripture.
No. Go choice. Start.
So would like to ask, why would you are meditation, masters in meditation? You do group meditation. We would ask, what is the reason behind doing the group meditation?
You solved the question anyway.
The reason we do group meditation, and the science is that it gives you more energy.
That's it.
Yes, but it doesn't take the essence away of our individual meditation. Now with group meditation, with our individual meditation, you can sit anywhere, train, school, hair, bus, garden, wherever 24/7, it's available to you. When is the group available to you? We are here for 2 days, 3 days. When I go home, I'm alone.
Why we are group meditation? That's it. We haven't asked.
No. I need to tell, yes, you're saying group meditation, the essence hasn't gone away from the meditation.
Yep,
So
that
is just short and concise. That's
Very
it.
good.
Thank
I
you.
like it. Yes, you have answered to your extent very good.
I would just like to add one sentence. It's the individual meditation that attracts the group meditation.
Next question. Gandhar, you want to answer? Make it quick because we have rounds going
So
on.
the ocean of oneness, that is Sajjana Sangatya as well, can be attained through meditation.
Whoa!
Second question.
Next question. The next group.
Okay, group number 4. Practice. If isn't practice is okay. My only one question is, if you all are self-driven, like why you guys are here? Bro,
That's good. That's good.
We didn't say that we are self-driven, right? It doesn't need to be, even if you are not self-driven, if you practice it, will become self-driven.
That's great. Anyone else?
Ask her, we are not answer.
Yes, no. You can answer.
So see, I have been to this retreat last year for sure. But when I came here, I was only able to do it only when I was here. But after I went back home, I couldn't do it. I understand group is important, but after a few months, whatever that I have gained from here, that has helped me a lot. And once, there is a saying like you said in the class, ma'am, if everything comes on you and you don't have any choice and anywhere to go, that's when spirituality comes. I was in that situation, honestly. And then at that situation, I started practicing. That is self-driven. The problems that you have, what do you say? బయటికి రావాలి వాటి నుంచి అనే తపన, or మీరు నేర్చుకునేది పక్కన వాళ్ళకి చేయాలి అనేది కూడా అది సెల్ఫ్ డ్రివెన్ ఉండాలి. సెల్ఫ్ డ్రివెన్ నుంచే వస్తుంది. ప్రాక్టీస్ చెయ్యాలి. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాం కదా మనం.
Yes,
we need practice every day.
Yeah, the self drive. Okay, go ahead.
So why are we here? You asked why we are here. Now all of these people are like-minded people, but we came here to practice on how to turn into a like-minded person.
I want to hear one more point. You asked like why we are all here. If we go in individual practice, yes, we were doing some individual practices like watching your phones every day. But now we are here to practice. Yes, I am back.
Wonderful.
Last question. No, I just want to add.
No.
Pranav.
Right?
No, we have one more.
Okay. Let's consume some energy. All right. I'm gonna ask you a question. Reading books are help, I know that. But I would like to ask you, can you be motivated get connected to practice without Sajjan Sangha?
Hey, yes or no? Don't want long stories.
Once again, thanks for the question. But in the scripture, that part is the modern scripture. Anyway, yeah. Yes, I agree. Okay, without Sajjana Sangatya, that is part of reaching our higher levels in meditation. Sajjana Sangatya plays very important role. All the remaining is also. Now, my point to answer is, it will be easy for me to know there is something like Sajjana Sangatya exists. Okay, by reading some book or autobiography of some other person. Oh, in the society we have people like this. We can go to certain places where they exist. Okay, and I can find such kind of people like me. Okay, and I can avoid, like, see, suppose I am getting bored reading the book. Okay, I will spend every week an hour with Sajjanas. If I find it.
Sir, I have to.
That's the one. Thank you. As one more point, I find this Sajjana guru by Googling, Facebook, or some pamphlet. I came here reading a pamphlet. So reading the books is important. That's why reading the books is important. I'm reading the pamphlet. I'm reading the Google and all those things. Reading is must. Read Sajjana Sangatya also.
Sir, I have something.
Yeah.
So everyone knows by this time I live in Brisbane. So I don't have a big group of Sajjana Sangatya or like-minded people. For years, I have been doing meditation on my own, reading books on my own. Most importantly, by listening to Man's Workshop, especially 1,000 Seeds of Joy, that we all enjoyed it. Where that comes from? The 1,000 Seeds of Joy is the book. No, it's a book, right? That is originated from the book. So, there's no...
Amma, you don't have to explain yourself. It's good. Well done, Anita. Yeah, go ahead. All right, let's listen to the
Yes, for me, ourselves, knowing ourselves. When you read the books, we are knowing ourselves more than connecting outside, having like-minded people, doing meditation, whatever. But when you read the book, it gives more knowledge than whatever doing. First thing, we have to know the knowledge.
That's what the answer anyway.
No, you don't have to answer them. You have already done it. Any more questions? No. Anyone else? You done it? Yeah. All right. Team one, start with your questions. We are running out of time, please. Which group you want to give? Group number two.
Group number two.
Okay, yeah. So your group name is Sajjana Satsang and like-minded people. Mind is the ingredient, right? That goes in hundred thousands of directions. Mind, today morning, ma'am said mind has no time and space element. How do you control your mind?
The question is how to control our mind, right?
Yeah,
that's the question, right?
Most people don't even know what meditation is, but they know they're going in right direction. So meditation is the word only few people know it. Out of zillions. It all comes from inside. Inside doesn't mean meditation. It's there. That's inside already there. So is that right? Huh?
Of course, it's right.
You need to come forward because the God is.
Thank you, Shimi, for this question. So I just would like to add that, you asked how do you control your mind? So that's how, when we are meeting like-minded people and being in satsang, today it was an eye-opening for us in the morning when we were listening to ma'am's, the wisdom. So that's how we meet people like this and we just get involved. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, last one.
Sorry, the mic won't come more than that.
Okay, your question is like how I control my mind.
Yes.
I control my mind because when usually I'll check my phone like 8 or 9 times in the morning. But this morning I woke up because I listened to Ma'am's speech yesterday. Check, come back. That's how I'm trying to control. Okay, maybe it's the second thing, but I'm just saying how am I controlling my mind. So yeah, balancing and with like-minded people. So all of us, we are discussing about the same thing.
Yes.
So I'm in the same page. I don't feel like a nudge looking at the phone. What's my Facebook notification?
That's automatically comes.
That was a good one, honestly. Well done. The example today was a good thing. All right, next group.
Group number 3.
Right knowledge comes from right books.
One second. Let them pay attention, please.
Right knowledge comes from right books. How do you do that intuition power to read right books?
How do you?
Just to clear, so what did you say? Right knowledge comes from right books. Where do you get that intuition power to read the right books? How do you get that?
How do you get your?
Obviously, I don't meditate to read to know what is a good book. I read Google reviews.
Don't read other book.
Right? Reading other books. When she read the books, we can refer someone to read the book.
There are thousands of authors who doesn't meditate, but they have millions of books written.
Thank you very much. This question.
Hello.
Where does focus, power, determination, discipline, strength come for sadhana?
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, please repeat. Where does focus, power, determination, discipline, strength come from for sadhana?
Wow, good
question.
So, after all of those place, we have to practice. Even if without meditation, if I practice it, definitely I'll get it.
All right, quick. Time is running out. Quick.
So to achieve focus, as you said, to achieve, practice is nothing but achieving something, whatever you want. So you need to have a goal. and you need to work towards to it.
Yes.
To work towards to it, to achieve it, you need to practice. I don't say this is the only main thing that we need to have in life. Like if we have a building, there are 4 pillars in the building to stand the building. So these are the 4 pillars that we need.
Madam, you're not the adjudicator, so be careful what you say.
Okay. Okay. To achieve that goal, we need to practice. We need to have that practice in everyday life to achieve focus, concentration, everything.
Practice to give precise answers, please.
Yes, come on, let me.
So now practice is nothing but doing it once, not once, but more than once. So no matter what we do, meditation, become a like-minded person, or read books, we're getting all of those things you said just from doing all those. But what have we done? We've practiced it. That's how we've gotten it.
Focus came from that was wonderful. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yes. I know meditation since my childhood, but I have never practiced it. So I want to make myself disciplined. So I started doing it daily.
Yes.
So it's nothing but practice. Practice. Yeah.
Look, every one of you have really attempted to bring up. Actually, she was doing a great job saying everything is important, but she can't say it. She only has to say number 4 is important. But it's a very difficult one. All the 4 are important, we know, but that's what the spiritual debates are for. It helps you to focus on your topic and learn a bit more about it. That's why, but we all know the answers. Now, the real one. It is the last round and it's the conclusion round. Conclusion round means, Navya, you want to talk about it? All right. Conclusion, that's what the judge says. We don't have time. So guys, I will give you 2 minutes to prepare. And I can pick anyone. It won't go in order. I'm telling you, it won't go in order. So conclusion, your time will start when I say time starts now. Try to put whatever you want to say you have heard so far. Nothing more than 2 minutes. Conclusion, how you want to say what you want to say at the end of the day. And I might not pick in order. I'm telling you, I might not pick in order. It will be my choice. Okay. So your time starts now.
Get out. Why you want to be on? Lavanya madam. Because the speaker. 2 minutes.
ఎవరి కోసం చూస్తున్నారు
Oh, we lost
Let's focus on this. Just give me 5 minutes. Time up. Time up. Guys, now you cannot talk. Any team that talks, we start negative marking because now we are against the time. Negative marking is starting. Group 3, I still listen words from there. Right. Absolutely. It's a good assessment to cycle change. If you can just reach me. Now I'm going to pick a group. The moment that group finishes, we'll go to the next. We'll go to the next. 2. Next 8 minutes. Try to be quiet because anyone talks, we'll give negative marking. If the judge can't listen to the conclusion, we can't finish it. We are starting with group 3 conclusion. Yes, please. Anyone who wants to represent group 3 right now has to be here. Thank you very much. Your time starts now.
Okay, the conclusion points. Well, I would like to start with quoting a very good quote here. One best book is equal to 100 good friends. So we all agree that book reading is very important. And Madam mentioned this morning about 2 different things, Dhyanam and Jnanam. They both go hand in hand. So Dhyanam, where the Dhyanam comes from? The Dhyanam comes from by reading good books. So Dhyanam will not come without the Dhyanam. So you need to have a proper Dhyanam in order to have the Dhyanam or whatever other points. And in terms of self-discovery, where the word self derived from. So the self means swa, which derived from swadhyaya, which is self-reading. And again, personally, we all believe that as a group, swadhyaya helps us to rediscover ourselves and will give enough motivation to meditate intensely and associate with right-minded people and to do sadhana. So it's all like connecting dots with each other. So you need. Okay, done. So you need to read good books in order to practice everything else. Thank you.
Next group 2.
Come past, please. All of you guys. So time has started. Thank you all for this session.
Okay, all 4 of them doesn't have a guru in it. Only Sajjana Satsang has someone directing it. So meditation can go wrong if you're not doing right way. It can lead into the wrong way. The other Swadhyaya book reading, there are lots of wrong writing books. Which can books, yeah. So if you go in that way, you go wrong. Sadhana, if you don't know how to do it, it's impossible to come back. Only Sadhana has Guru who can direct you from dark to light. Okay? And the exercise also with the meditation, no one achieved, only maybe 1 in 10 million people can achieve without the Guru. So Adhyaya book reading is boring unless someone is Sadhana is also without someone directing you, you can't go into sadhana with pleasure. So we are all here to get some Sajjana Satsang and to get blissful. Blissful comes easily with Sajjana Satsang rather than with meditation, Swadhyaya, and sadhana. Okay?
Yeah, I think we have done. So even in Untold Story of Sita, ma'am's the best book selecting. Sorry. So Untold Story of Sita, Mata Sita has talk about the women empowerment thing. It's just possible by this right Sajjan Satsang. So I just would like to add here and thank you each one of us. Like you have done this.
Yeah, you're great. Thank you, madam. Wrap it up well in 2 minutes. Next would be group 1.
Hello everyone, let's all meditate and be at peace. Thank you. So I'll quickly pick few things that every group has spoken about to make the arguments. Group 4 mentioned some practice things where the archer analogy they used. So if you all have seen the Mahabharata episode which was made by I think Yash Raj Chopra, you could all remember his pose. He would do whenever he's gonna shoot an arrow, he won't shoot the arrow straight away. He would first do like this, and then he will shoot and target the aim. So he was actually meditating first, reciting the mantras in his head, and then the practice came into action. And group 3, you mentioned Vedas. So the Vedas were actually Shruti Vedas, which heard the first-hand experience from the Rishi Munis. Then they came into the book form. So to experience those real feelings that the Rishis got was actually by meditation. That's the only way you can feel what they felt, not by reading books.
Masters, let's go into the bliss. Anandamaya Kosha, it comes from meditation itself. Don't do hard work, let's do smart work. All in us. Don't do external, don't go external. Internal, let's go internal. All the channeling, Anand Karneshji, thousands of joy, untold story of meditation. Everything comes from meditation inside. Master, not with the end suffering from meditation itself. So meditation is the key, is the ultimate. Let's go in the highway. Don't take any other road. We need the destination back. Master, only through meditation.
Fantastic. How much we have to say? You know what the best combination was? Man, there is so much. I know. I'll give you the stage after lunch. Very coolly shot. 1 minute and then thank you both. Thank you so much. You both.
There is a saying that many groups follow. They say that fake it until you make it, right? So which is nothing but practicing. So I'll take an example. Back in the days, during the Gurukula times, the Guru was teaching his disciples a lot of Puranas, Upanishads, and all those things. And he said, that's what I said. Okay, he said, this is too much for me. It's not. I can't understand so much. He said, okay, let's take this coal, what we call gampa. Okay,
yeah,
that one.
That's
coal basket, which was used for bringing coal. He said, go and get the water from here. It had holes. And the Sisha said, are you sure you're asking the right, you're giving me the right task? He said, go what I said. He said, he tried it. There was no water because of the holes, all the water dripped out. The Guru said, okay, do it 10, 15 times. He tried it. And at the end, Guru said, were you able to make it get any water? He said, no. Then what did you learn? I said, no, it's of no use. He said, no, it's not of no use. If you see, when I came with the basket, it was full of all coal, right? Now you see, it's all clean. So, though you are not learning anything, it is helping you clean. So how that happens is by the practice. So fake it until you make it. Okay, everyone want to meditate. Everyone want to have a good association. At the same time, everyone want to go book reading. But everyone want to do that. Okay, but only if you put it to practice, you will attain all the four. So it is the practice which makes you say, I am bad.
So now for book reading, where did those books come from? The books, the Vedas came from the rishis, right? How did those rishis write about those books? They learned the Vedas and they made the Vedas. So they practiced the Vedas, so they now know how the Vedas came from. So now, where did the meditation come from? Where did it originate? The rishis know how to do it, so they practiced it, and now all of you guys know it.
Wonderful, guys. I know it was high time pressure, but that's the beauty. What comes out of high time pressure always comes out beautiful. Each one of you, starting, sorry, group 3, we put you on the spot to start with, but we knew you were capable. That's why we did it. Followed by group 2, we knew that you were ready to, and hence we did it. We thought we'd give a bit of a break to these two groups because they have taken their challenge. So guys, you have done all the hard work. Let the adjudicator do her hard work. She will need 5 minutes to wrap up everything that you have said in the last 3 hours. And in 5 minutes, she'll come and she will give her final verdict. And it won't be just final verdict. She gives a very long descriptive verdict. So take 5 minutes break, but please do come here or stay here because all we need is just 5 minutes, right? And meanwhile, if there is any master who didn't have a chance to say anything, you can come now. Aparajita, I have at one point wanted to say something. It will not be marked, but it doesn't matter. If anyone wants to add anything, please do so now. It's always beautiful, you know, to share with everyone what we have to say. Please come.
This is not about any topic, it's all about all the topics. Like, I don't know how many of you know the story of the yugas and the cow. Like in the first yuga, the starting yuga, don't mind, I don't remember the yuga's name in order. In the first yuga, people used to say the cow has 4 legs. That means the dharma is having all the 4 4 legs. 4 legs are nothing but this. And in the next yuga, the cow lost the 1 leg. That means there are only 3. And it's 3 dharma mide nadustondi. 3 legs pine dharma nadustondi. And the next one, in the next yuga, there were only 2 legs. And in this yuga, Kali Yuga, there was only 1 leg. That is consciousness. And with consciousness, we are going to bring all of this together and we implement all of these. We do meditation, we do like-minded people, we do book reading practice. Because from my personal experience, without all these 4 together, I wouldn't be here. Every person's experience, every person's life purpose is different. If you come to Jekha Chol, he just sat for meditation for a few hours and he experienced bliss stage. He didn't read books, he didn't read with like-minded people, he just did meditation practice. Those 2, that works for him. For some people, there is only one thing that works for them. For other people, maybe all 4. But the ultimate goal is the same, right? So we all have to work towards it. That's where the service also comes from here. I would like to add the leg also. I'm sorry. Because without service, we can't reach. So that's why I'm more into service.
I feel like I want to have more time. I mean, I don't say I want to have more time. I can allocate, but with the full-time kid and then again doing my self-practice, I want to have more time, seriously. So well to do service. I'm really missing it. I really want to. Thank you.
There's plenty of opportunity. When you're ready, just let me know. There's plenty of opportunity.
Master, debate set apart. I mean, what a nice way to capture all the four. Really, to go on to enlightenment, any of this combination is good enough. Like she said, some people go through self-realization through meditation, some through book reading, some through such and satsanga, and others combination of everything. But yes, the fifth pillar, of course, which is underlined behind all this is service. And that's what in this Kali Yuga, we are attaining self-realization through service. Thank you, Amma. So well wrapped, Manjula. I'm so happy. So happy.
Anyone else wants to share? I know this has been like a, oh my God, I love to listen to.
Okay, so I didn't get to finish my point on like-minded people. So,
Listen to you.
So for like-minded people, did you just become like-minded people? Let's say once you had a hard time. So when you had a hard time and then you turn into like-minded people. Or did it take some time to turn into a like-minded person? You had to do stuff to turn into a like-minded person. Like, yes, you do like they said, you do service. You do more and more service, people will recognize you more and more. So now you see all these four here. Book reading is a thing you do. Like-minded people, they are people, and meditation is also a thing you do. But practice, you're doing it all the time. You don't even know when you're doing it. Let's say you can't even stop doing practice. If you sit there for still, you're also sitting still. That's also practice.
What a legend they have here, masters. Look at the flow. Look at the passion.
Look at the flow. Look at the passion. He's not just saying it because he's been given this topic. Maybe yes, but there is so much behind it. Keep it going, Nana. I want to see this happening more and more. I see a great spiritual leader evolving here. So proud of you. Well done. Well done.
Anyone else wants to share? At least seeing this little fella? Anyone? I don't want to name, but if you want to share anything, even regarding this retreat or anything you want to talk,
This is the time while she is marking. You'll get full attention.
Okay, I might not be as great as the people who spoke before me, so like forgive me. Okay, so I have a question. So the question I got for the meditation, you saw how I didn't really understand it right from my team. So can I ask you another question?
Yes.
You know meditation. I completely forgot. So much.
Okay.
Sada Govinda Kirtanam.
Wonderful. Can we give us a big round of applause? Now, Joshua, back to your question.
Come, you can stand here. No worries.
Okay, this isn't even part of the debate. I just wanted to ask the question. How long do you need to do meditation to reach the stage of spirituality? Is it different for everyone or is it the same for everyone?
Ah. Shivi madam, come and answer this question. This is from your area.
Like, do we need to practice it or?
Yes, Becca, you need to practice it, and there is no time frame, and it is definitely different for different people. And we are souls who have been meditating for many lifetimes. So where you have left in the past life, you will start again. Doesn't mean that I'm bigger than you, older than you, or someone else is doing for 25 years, they can be better than you. So the time span is generally according to your age. So if you're 10 years, probably 10 minutes is enough, but then there is no limit to how long you want to do it. So it's different for everyone and their results are completely different. Did I answer you?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, can I have one more? Oh, of course. Okay, this is for you guys. I got stuck a little bit with your guys' question. So I'm still, give me like 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, yeah. So how are the books coming? So like you know how these rishis and all these like-minded people who are writing these books, and people who are helping the like-minded people write these books. How are they all doing this? How is that cycle working? Okay. Anyone can answer the question. You have to find okay? I don't have questions for one second group.
I want to tell you a story. You may be knowing that one. Brahma was thinking. Brahma, you know, Brahma was thinking. And thinking he's the originator of he knows Vedas, all the Vedas. What happened is, one demon came and took all his Vedas. He lost all the Vedas. Then what happened? Vedas and books. He forgot all those things. Then he went to Vishnu. Vishnu knows everything all of. Then Vishnu came as a Kurma avatar and lifted the Varaha, not Varaha avatar. Kurma avatar, not Kurma avatar. Varaha, he got Vedas. Okay? So Vedas in the book form and he distributed the book. It's not British printed. Vedas are not written by any person. It is given by God himself in the book form to Brahma. Brahma lost it. Again, Brahma got it from Vishnu. So what I say, those books only rishis use. The origin for all these knowledge books, Vedas books. Okay? That's what I'm
I kind of understood the answer.
Okay. To make it very generic, there was a book. You got to know all about how to do, what to do, where to do. There is a reference point. You are here with a reference point, which is in a book form or any PDF form or whatever it may be, in soft copy, whatever it may be. You have information with a reference from starting from ages. You have a reference point, but it will evolve through a period of time in different forms. But you have the difference, which has been, in a book form or maybe in a different form. But you have that reading from generations to this year, and you got to know this information only through books.
Time up, sir. We have the Thank you, sir, for such an elaborate answer. George, everybody. All right, may I ask Navya to come over here? And this is the result time, guys. Can we be a little bit quieter and listen to what's happening? So, Navya? All right. As usual, a very exciting spiritual debate as we've had in the last couple of times. So I just want to say congratulations to everyone. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. You did a really, really good job. This year we also spontaneously try to change up the format with the question and answer session as well. So well done everyone for answering everything very quickly on the spot and getting everyone involved. It was extremely tough. I've been sort of going back round one. I thought, okay, maybe this team. Then round two happened. I thought, I don't know, I'm going to change the order. And then the question and answers and it all. It's all been very labile, I must say. So everyone did a really good job. Made it really tough for me to kind of judge and give the verdict. I was going through sort of what the teams talked about and what everyone did good and bad, and I'll give you the verdict at the end. Group one, meditation,
a topic we're all very familiar with. I want to say, Chavi, you did a really, really good job with your opening speech for your team. It's really hard to start a debate and get the ball rolling. So you did a really, really good job. Great structure, great manner. So well done. The other thing is you guys did a really good job with breaking down in terms of not just from a spiritual level in the sense that we're connecting with the oneness, the consciousness, which you touched on, but really importantly, you talked about the material benefits. You talked about stress management. You talked about how this applies in everyday life. And I think having that more wider breadth in showing the importance of meditation, not just from a more esoterical point of view and overall soul development, but how we use it in our day-to-day lives, which really is the main thing we use in a day-to-day level. Really, really well done. And you broke that down really thoroughly and gave some good examples to back that up. Uncle, you brought up Buddha right at the end of your conclusion. I don't know why you wouldn't have opened with that. He's the best example for a meditator. Buddha's the reason he meditated, he came alive, and it all happened, he's probably the prime example. I would have expected that to come up much earlier, I think, because he's probably the best example to put weight behind your arguments. And he's a good example of someone that's went within, realized who he was, realized the truth about the universe, and did that primarily through meditation, and then was able to do obviously the rest of the things after he had that experience through his meditation. And I really liked your example when I think some group 4 might have asked, initially your question was, how long were you doing meditation for? And I think you wanted an answer for this life, but I actually like your answer. We've been meditating for lifetimes. And that's how we've come into where we are. A lot unlikely we've just stumbled on it this lifetime, and for all in this high level thinking and in doing these complex discussions at 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't think anyone's just started meditating today. I think we've all been doing it for a long time. So I like your answer that you gave.
She answered well.
Yeah, well done. All right, group 2. Very enthusiastic group as last time. I really like how you got everyone involved. You had lots of people, every speech, even the Q&As, you got everyone involved. Your conclusion, everyone is up here. So really commend you on getting as many people involved in your team. So good luck for that. I think especially Mukund, with your speech when you came in and second, yes, your speech when you came in the second speaker was absolutely fantastic. The way you broke down, you're super clear in what you were saying, and the examples you used were really well structured. So I just want to give you a shout out for that. Well done. Very good presentation from my side. Very impressed the way you spoke. The really good point, obviously, that you brought up is, we're all here in the retreat. This is a great example of, satsang and why we're here with like-minded people. I particularly like how you brought up the fact that the unique thing with the satsang and being with people who are like-minded is if you go off the wrong track or you start to sway away, having a group of people with you to bring you back on the track, it is the unique quality of being with other people. Because self-drive and self-discipline is all well and good, but realistically, how many times can we keep ourselves every time? Like, we falter all the time. I mean, go an extreme example, that's why Alcoholic Anonymous groups are there. You're holding accountability for other people. It doesn't have to be spirituality. Like you said, sports, lots of things. Group and being with people is one of the unique qualities of being in a satsang, and great job bringing that up. I also really liked how you brought up that it was something that it comes early, like even if you're not necessarily read all the books or you don't have all the knowledge, just meeting people who have in that world gives you that sort of put your toes in the water, and then you can slowly go swimming and learn about the rest of the knowledge. And as you meet more people, that happens, and you mentioned that, which is all very good. What I think you could have brought up, and I think you vaguely touched on it towards the end, when you went up the question and answers, was I agree. I think satsang comes in the early stages, but I also think it is ultimately where we're trying to end up as well. Because in your spiritual evolution, yes, it's about improving your own soul's journey. It's about evolving about who you are and what you do. But ultimately, once you know who you are, you're not going to just hang up in your astral planes. You're not going to hang up in the Himalayas doing nothing. You come back down here to lift everyone around you and bring them up with you. So I think it would have been good if you could touch on that. But like the ultimate quality is bringing people up. And you briefly mentioned with Amma starting, for example, BYM. She could have, been meditating and could have left it at that. But the purpose is we want to bring other people up. This is why gurus come down. This is why we have the Saptarishi, their job here is to lift people up, whether they do it in a physical realm or whether they do it as guardian angels, whether we get intuition, channeling, whatever pathway it is satsang in a different form. It doesn't have to be physical quality. And that's why, Vasishtha, he describes it that his job literally is to bring up humanity. And you definitely touched on the group quality. It's not about the single person, it's bringing up humanity, and a really good job on raising that and about being more than just who you are, because ultimately, yes, a physical individual being, but we're all the same people and we're all trying to evolve spiritually, and that's why we need satsang. So well done. The couple of pointers though with group 2 is very energetic in your Q&As, but I did notice, and it was noted before, that you didn't necessarily answer the questions that were being asked for you. You gave the answers you wanted. Right? Nonetheless, I mean, you could actually so when they were asking what makes you, for example, like people self-driven if they're not in groups, things like that, you gave a good example of why satsang is important. You didn't quite answer group 4's question about, what makes people drive to go into those groups and find those people. But good effort nonetheless. No. All right, group 3. You might want to move here. Oh, yes. Otherwise, yes, you guys are going to. All right, group 3. Tough, I would say quite a tough topic, because it's probably, I think, off the 4, I would probably say it's one of the tougher topics. But you did a really, really good job. And Aparajita, I think you had an excellent opening speech. Your structure, your clarity, really, really well done. I think the way you, first of all, got your definition, because like I said, it's a tough topic, and that first speaker is about laying the foundation of what you're going to talk about, and you did a really good job of not only giving the definition, but sort of introducing an example that your team was going to then build up on. So really, really good job. Well done, Aparajita. What I really like, but with most of these debates, I really get the topic like half an hour, 1 hour before you guys get the topic as well. So I'm thinking on the spot as well. And something I didn't think about, which you guys brought up, I really liked, is books and Swadhyaya, it allows transgenerational communication. And you guys did a really good job explaining that, because having that knowledge passed down, and which ultimately leads to raising humanity, and you could have talked about that a little bit more, but it is that key point of knowledge of translating information down 2 generations and keeping that knowledge, for well after you're gone. So you did a really, really good job touching on that, and something I didn't actually think about when we were thinking of the topics. I also really liked how, I really liked how you were talking about not just books, because it can be, Vedas and scriptures, you talk about that, but like modern day applications. ChatGPT was raised. Yeah, absolutely valid. I also like, I think someone was trying to counter it, but I think it's an absolutely valid argument. One of you mentioned about BYM videos. Yeah, I think virtual videos and watching videos is modern day it's modern day, scriptures, if you like, or text. You're getting that self-inquiry to watch something, but it's the same thing, and we have that platform nowadays where we can access all these different things. So I think you did a really good job of touching on the different ways, and other than just all the books and things like that, how it's beneficial. What I think you could have done a little bit better is the beauty of books and knowledge in general is there is so much of it out there, and it is, ultimately everything is saying the same thing, but they're saying it in different ways. And I think the beauty of having so many different options of texts and knowledge and videos to watch is that you can pick what suits you the best, and the liberty to pick and choose what clicks with you is very unique to Swadhyaya and self-study and reading and self-directed reading. You pick what suits you, because, and this is something you could have maybe mentioned when they were asking you, group 2 was asking you questions with satsang, but often people go to gurus asking questions about, what's the meaning of this, or why does this happen? And a lot of the answers we get don't sit with us. They give an answer that they think is right, but not always does that answer sit with what we think is the right answer. And often in those situations, we are forced to do our own reading, our own learning, because we need to find an answer that resonates with who we are and where we are in our stage. And Swadhyaya is your own self-directed reading, self-directed knowledge that you find what suits you the best, because everything is saying the same thing, but not everything clicks with everyone. Not every religion clicks with everyone. Why,
people go out to become Muslim, to become Hindu, Christian, whatever it is, it's all the exact same thing at the end of the day. But certain things click with us, and our self-directed inquiry, which resonates where we are in our own spiritual journey, is very unique, and we can tailor that what we do Swadhyaya and how we want to read. And there's so much knowledge out there we can pick and choose. So that's an important thing to mention, I think, when discussing the topic. But you did a good job. Well done, guys. All right, and then group 4. I think very energetic group as well, along with group 2, I must say. You guys did a really good job. I think the way that you looked at sort of sadhana in different ways. So you were mentioning how you practice in your work or when you're at home or in the office, different things like that. The different daily practices that we do is very important to sadhana, and you touched on the different practical ways that we typically do it. So I think that was a really good job branching up onto that. I also like how you mentioned, can't quite remember who brought it up, but you were describing how when we have children or young kids, we teach them practice. We engrave the sort of repetitive practice things, because those are easy things to teach from a young age, right? We don't necessarily, yeah. So I think
Kanchan.
Oh, Kanchan, yes, exactly. So you don't necessarily need to have all the knowledge from, reading scriptures and stuff like that. You don't need to have all the knowledge. You can just teach practice, and that's what we do on a practical basis. That's how we teach children lots of things. We try to explain as much as possible, but realistically, often we just say, keep doing it. And then the more you do it, either you get an understanding yourself, or you start to then find the reasons why you're doing it. But the actual physical practice of doing something on a regular basis is very, very powerful, and that's something we do from a young age. And a unique thing to, I think, sadhana is just act of doing is so important for just understanding, and great point mentioning that. I think I would have liked to see a few other people come and speak from the group. I think there was probably, you had a few core speakers that did a great job, but I'd love to see a few more other people from the group coming to speak. The only other thing I think I'd mention with sadhana, which is, I think, probably one of the important points, which would have been good if your group touched on, is, as you mentioned, probably in other ways, sadhana is the practice of how you do things, right? It is the act of doing. The act of doing. None of the other things are necessarily focusing on the act of doing. Why is doing so important? It comes down to karma, right? Karma is literally do. It's not about what you're going to get as a result of it or this or that. It is physically the act of doing. And the very fact that we are taking a life on a physical body on this earth is because we all have karma to do. Akarma is not an option, right? You have to do. Doesn't actually matter what you do, to be honest. It just means you need to do something. And I think any soul journey will be progressing, your soul evolution progresses purely by the act of doing. Whether you meditate or not, whether you read books or not, whether you understand spirituality or not, you are still going to evolve. As long as you keep doing, don't end this life, you are going to evolve. Meditation, satsang, these are all good because they help accelerate us, right? We're probably going, if we keep doing what we're doing, we'll probably be on a trajectory like this. We'll get to the end. There's no doubt about that, but you might take a few more lives. When we have meditation, when we get that extra knowledge, when we meet the group of people that we're meant to meet, all it does is, instead of doing that, we go up a little faster. Yeah, get another one, go up a little bit faster. But you're still going to keep going. And essentially, what can be very reassuring is the whole point of life, right, is not necessarily becoming the greatest spiritual leader. It's not necessarily doing hours of meditation. It's not even, ultimately, you will know who your greatness is. But really, the whole point of life is just do something or just be. That's it. You really don't need anything else. I probably mentioned this a few times, but my favorite sloka is I'll just give you one sloka, is Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahetu bud mate sangotsva karmani. So what that literally means is, what Krishna has said is, you just do what you think you need to do. You don't worry about the result of it, because it doesn't actually matter. The result has been determined. It has been finalized. You don't need to stress about that. Just do something. And the whole point of that was because Arjuna was obviously not wanting to participate in Mahabharata. He didn't want to do the battle. He didn't want to kill. Not doing was not an option. He just had to do something. He does not worry about the outcome. As long as you do, you are fine. So the really crux, I think, for sadhana is you are doing, and honestly, that's all you need to do. You don't even have to worry, and it's very, it relieves a lot of stress. You take off a lot of that pressure of like, oh, I need to do this, I have to do this. If I'm not meditating, then I've made a mistake, or if I haven't attended this session, I'm falling back to my practice. You know, there's no going back. You can only go forward. And when your time's right, those people will come into your lives. When your time's right, those books you read will click with you. When your time's right, you'll find your group of people. So that urge to find people will come. If you don't feel that urge, if you don't feel like things are clicking, you don't have to be hard on yourself because you're fine. It'll come when it comes, and as long as you keep doing it, you're doing fine. So I think sadhana is very unique in that character. You don't need anything else. You just got to do. So, all right, in terms of who's the winner is, like I said, very, very tough. But I have awarded the winner to Group 1. Meditation. The reason I'm giving Group 1 the win is that I think they had a good range of examples of great structure. And I want to give a special shout out to Group 1. Their Q&A for everything that's so great. They had great questions. Just once for you guys, don't have to finish. So Group 1 had great questions, and your answers, when you were put on the spot, were very, very good, and you directly answered the question rather than being rambling. Well done.
Yeah, even some video.
I knew we are gonna win. Yes. Yes.
Guys, don't go away. We're all having group photos for every group. So please don't go.
Thank you.
Group 2, can I come up? We'll get a token of appreciation.
Guys, please stand.
Well done, guys.
I'll hold the candy.
No, that's fine. I'll do it.
I'm getting all the pictures.
Sandeep, come back, sir. Very well done, guys. Oh, that's matching the t-shirt. Well done, guys.
Alright, thank you everyone for participating. Alright, thanks everyone for participating. We'll break for lunch now, so lunch till 1:15. And then back here and then meeting at the campfire after lunch. Everyone go to Winwood Hall for lunch now, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Navya. Thank you so much. I don't know how you, when you're speaking the thing, ended up the thing, I am mesmerized, you're confident and what you're saying. I know it's because of your mom and the thing, but confident and conclude very well, Navya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Honestly, masters, I was quite impressed with all the shlokas she said at the end. It makes me feel good that, well, somebody is listening. Yep.
Julia Saroja Gulapalli.
I was actually thinking she is ready to take the sessions like ma'am.
I thought the same.
Time for my retirement, guys.
Madam, afternoon Navya session.
Thank you, Purna sir, for being here for us, for participating the way you have held the camera all the time. Appreciate your help. Thank you so much, Purna sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Masters.